Why is it that so many older guys hit the iron hard, feel absolutely invincible, and then suddenly end up completely sidelined? What's going on, fellas? Let's dive right into this explainer and unpack a hidden biological trap that's quietly wrecking gains for men over 60. You're putting in the sweat, you're eating right, banking on that second prime, but there's a massive, secret cost nobody talks about. It's literally a silent time bomb ticking away in your joints. In this explainer, we're going to expose exactly what's tearing guys down right when they think they're peaking. And more importantly, I'm keeping the ultimate blueprint for how to beat it under wraps until the very end. So stick around, because what we're covering today might just save your shoulders, your knees, and your entire lifting career. Picture two dudes, both 64 years old, both in the gym grinding, putting in absolute maximum effort for 2 solid years. They've got the exact same dedication, the exact same drive to get jacked. But right now, they're dealing with completely different realities because of one wild, hidden variable. And here's the crazy part. It has almost nothing to do with how hard either guy trained, but everything to do with how their bodies actually process all that effort. Take our first guy, lifter A. He's thriving. He's stronger than ever, his joints are absolutely pristine, and he is the literal poster child for healthy aging fitness. Then you've got lifter B. He's totally benched, sidelined 8 months ago by a catastrophic blown shoulder after ignoring months of really subtle warning signs. Same effort, wildly different outcomes. We're going to break down the missing instruction manual that completely separated these two guys. All right, let's get into the first major roadblock, the tendon lag problem, which is exactly what happens when your muscles outpace your connective tissue. This is a brutal biological fact about how differently our tissues actually adapt to stress, and it's ground zero for where most serious training injuries after 60 start. It's basically what happens when your muscles start writing checks that your connective tissue just can't cash. With some heavy iron and dialed-in macros, your muscles will bulk up and get stronger incredibly fast. We're talking just 4 to 8 weeks of a new stimulus and you're noticeably more jacked. Muscles respond to progressive overload like absolute champs. But the connective tissue, the tendons actually anchoring all that new muscle to your bones, man, they take a totally different, way slower path. Research from the Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science in Sports proves this out. Tendon collagen remodeling takes 3 to 4 times longer than your muscle adaptations. 3 to 4 times. That is a massive lag. And guys, this lag only gets worse as we age because our natural collagen synthesis essentially drops off a cliff after we hit 60. So, what this massive delay creates is something scientists call the strength-to-tissue tolerance gap. It's this super sketchy, dangerous window where you feel totally awesome. Your muscles are practically begging you to add more plates to the bar, but your tendons are secretly hovering right at their snapping point. You crush the lift, it feels great, but underneath the hood, you're dangerously close to total failure. Moving on to our next big hurdle, the silent cartilage cost. This is all about joint wear without that crucial pain signal. Here is a pretty terrifying biological reality for us older lifters. Articular cartilage has absolutely zero pain receptors, no direct nerve supply at all. That means you could literally be grinding away your knee cartilage with heavy, deep barbell squats right now, creating microfractures and progressive thinning, and you won't feel a darn thing. Because there are no nerves in the cartilage, the pain doesn't hit until it grinds all the way down to the bone. There's this quote that hits really hard. The silence of cartilage is not permission. It is simply the absence of a warning system. Seriously, let that sink in. A pain-free heavy lift does not mean a safe lift, especially when you're maxing out your range of motion week after week. Just because it doesn't hurt today doesn't mean you aren't paying a hefty tax for it tomorrow. You've got to manage this proactively. When you're chasing that extreme end range compression every single session, you're quietly degrading your body's built-in armor. If you look at the data on knee cartilage compression stress, repeated maximal deep squats just shoot off the charts compared to partial range or moderate load lifts. When you sit in that absolute deepest range of motion with massive loads every single week, you are maximizing the contact pressure on that silent cartilage. It's a one-way ticket to joint degeneration. That brings us to part 3, the recovery debt spiral, or the hidden fatigue deficit. Recovery debt is a compounding deficit. It's what happens when your aging body's recovery requirement vastly exceeds the recovery you're actually giving it. Listen up, guys. If you're training at 64 the exact same way you did at 45 without massively boosting your recovery protocols, you're racking up biological credit card debt. And just like real financial debt, it silently builds up until it inevitably cashes out, usually as a brutal sudden injury that stops you cold.
You want to pay close attention here because your body will throw up a few subtle red flags before a major blowout. Is your morning resting heart rate elevated by 5 or more beats? Is your gym performance tanking even though you're catching plenty of Z's? Or maybe you have this nagging, persistent low-grade joint discomfort that isn't just your standard muscle soreness. Ignoring these signals is a surefire way to end your training block fast. This is that debt spiral announcing itself right before things pop.
Okay, let's fix this. Section 4, the Sustainable Intensity Formula. This is the missing instruction manual you've been waiting for. I know we've painted a pretty scary picture so far, but here is the hidden solution we've been building toward. A step-by-step master plan to train with maximum intensity while keeping your joints bulletproof for decades to come. Step 1, limit those totally maxed out 1 rep to failure sets to just once a week per movement. Step 2, dial in 4-second eccentrics. Step 3, use moderate loads for the rest of your volume. And Step 4, schedule mandatory deload weeks. Let's break these down and see exactly how they save your gains. When it comes to your ideal weekly volume split, the smartest guys in the gym keep their absolute max lifts, the stuff over 85% of their 1 rep max, to a tiny 20% fraction of their week. They use moderate submaximal loads near failure for the other 80%. This gives you all that juicy muscle-building stimulus without the brutal structural cost of constantly maxing out your tendons and cartilage. Now, the real magic happens during a 4-second eccentric phase. By strictly controlling the downward negative motion of your lift for 4 full seconds, you spread the mechanical tension out perfectly. Instead of dive bombing your squats and dropping all that heavy compression directly onto the deepest part of your silent cartilage, you force your muscles to eat the load, exactly like they're supposed to. To tie this whole shebang together, we have the deload protocol. This is mandatory every 6 to 8 weeks. You want to drop to 60 to 70% of your normal volume. And the golden rule? Do it even if you feel absolutely perfectly fine. Scheduling this deload week proactively is the single best insurance policy you can buy for your joints. It costs you nothing but a little patience, and it stops that recovery debt spiral dead in its tracks. Which brings us to the ultimate question, fellas. Are you training just to feed your ego this year, or are you trying to build a jacked, resilient body that lasts for the next 20? Protect your joints and tendons with the exact same passion you bring to building muscle, because your strongest, best physical years are still ahead of you if you play it smart. So will you keep racking up biological debt, or will you master the sustainable formula? Think about it.